Good, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you very much. So what's
Good.
been happening? Talk to me. What's been going on?
A lot, man. A lot. You know exactly as us. It's just been a lot. Like, we did the tour recently. We just finished that. Prior to that, headline show back in January. Bunch of shows in between.
Yeah.
Started a new event that's been running monthly in Walthamstow as well. So just a lot of organisation and just the music that's there is from the album that came out in December. I'm just having that as my focus piece of music for most of this calendar year, to be honest with you. I might do a few other bits and bobs. Like you would have heard that unreleased song at the last Hidden Gems, but besides that and maybe another song, it was just focusing on the album.
Cool. So tell the people, obviously people that might not know who you are, tell them a bit about yourself, your journey to the point where you are right now.
So I'm Lemzi, Lemzi. Probably the hardest working independent artist you will see. Do my own events. I've been making music now for a good few years. Making music now for a good few years. And I'm just on the rise. That's all it is, man. Ascendancy is everything. So we keep going up.
So what made you do an album and not a mixtape or an EP or just calling it a project? What made you make that bold statement and say, this is my album?
Mainly because the material that I had, I thought it was a really accurate representation of who I was. And initially, to be fair, the whole idea behind it was that it'd be a demo album, or that's what I'd call it. And then that's what I would use to like talk to any labels or investor to say, this is what I can do on my own. You lot help me out, basically, or sign me. Then think about what we could actually do. You know, if I'm in a big studio and there's instruments there, and So that was the initial premise behind it. But then, as it was getting closer to me releasing it, and me listening to it over a few more times, I was just like, you know what? This is actually just an album. Like, this is just a body of work that if you're a consumer, you'll hear this and you won't think, oh, this is someone's demo. Because there's no raw files on there or anything like that. It's all mixed, mastered, and created for consumption at its final point. So, from there, I was just like, let's just go for it. Let's just call it the album. And let's start this journey properly, and let's go.
How did you get the concept as a narrator and sitting down and that conversation piece in between? Like, that was different. Never heard something like that.
That's interesting,
How did you come up with that? What made you do it that way?
Yeah, it was interesting. So before Lecky was actually in its conception, I had a bunch of other songs and a whole different album idea. And that had a narration behind it. It was more like a storyboard whereby it was starting one point of the day and end at another point in the day. I gave that concept to someone now. but as Lecky was kind of being created and the songs on that album were being made, I was like, all right, these are a lot more. They're a lot more introspective and they're a lot more distinctive in terms of the fact that they really like elucidate who I am more as a person, as opposed to just songs and sounds that I like. It was more what I'm saying is about me in this present moment in time. So I was like, all right, cool. How can I express myself further beyond the songs? How else can I let people know, maybe new listeners? Imagine no one in the world has ever heard me. How can I get them to know what's happened so far? So that's why I had the back and forth conversation that went throughout. So it was almost like, it was just a journey into everything in my mind and my own self-criticisms that I would have. But just from another person's perspective, essentially,
So in terms of what is Hidden Gems, is it just a show or how does it work? What is Hidden Gems?
So Hidden Gems is a single. Hidden Gems Live is a show. So Hidden Gems Live is just like an opportunity for people in our culture, in our community that do our kind of music. So hip-hop, R&B, rap, grime, acoustic, blah, 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 neo-soul, etc., spoken word, to have a platform. Because I found from doing lots of different shows that there's almost like a circuit, and the circuit operates in a very linear way whereby, you know, people might have a monthly event or it's 2 months or every week or whatever. And it's kind of like the event is happening just because they said we're going to do it every month, as opposed to let's try and make an event that scales itself as much as the artists are also trying to scale themselves. So Hidden Gems Live is essentially the conception of, okay, right now we're here and we want to follow the artist's journey until we get to the point where we have these people that started out, like some of the people that are in the first few Hidden Gems, I want them to be at the first Hidden Gems festival whenever that happens. And that's the main conception behind it, that it's a platform for emergent artists, but they're sick, essentially. And they're people who, they could have an album or an EP or a mixtape or whatever that is good enough for people to listen to and like, and they're good enough to be on stage for 20 minutes plus or whatever. they just haven't got the acknowledgement yet. So that's what it's all about, really.
And then part of that, you've got part of Exclusive Collective.
Yeah.
And that, how did that come about? Like, what is that? What is
that's like family, really. So literally, my cousin and I, it was our conception, and it started off with some original members, and it's kind of just transcended into what it is today, whereby we have the 6 people that we have now. So myself, Ferns, Jerome Leitz, Willis, Timmy B, and Ghetto Hippie, and it's just 6 people that are very creative in their own ways, but the way we come together mostly is through music. Yeah. But there's other stuff, including fashion, including graphic designing, including poetry, all these different things within the collective that we all do. So, yeah.
So in terms of your style and how you rap, you're someone I'll say is a lyrical rapper.
Cool.
You're someone that's, I'll say, definitely got substance. Like, where does that come from, or why do you choose to have that style of music where the kind of narrative right now in the UK music scene, you could say, is a lot of road or crud, or what the drill music, what is really big right now? What has made you stay in to what you do and what you believe in?
So to your point, I feel like it's always been kind of that that way leaning or rave. It's either raves or it's like gritty kind of thing. Yeah. So I've known for a while that my sound is not the UK sound, but my major influences are not UK based anyway. And those who are, the ones who I see as very successful. Yeah. So even if you look at Skepta now, for instance, he doesn't really make like UK birthed music anymore. His sound has become global. Yeah. And really and truly, I just see people as wherever you are, especially now, just listen to it and like it, as opposed to making it try and sound like I'm from London, because I know I'm from London anyway, so you'll hear it in my accent when I rap. Yeah. And then the substance is just because experience, man. Everyone's got different experiences, so some people's experience is just road and just grit, so that's all they want to tell you about. Whereas mine has been a lot more calm, probably more peaceful and happier than some other people's. And I just want to like make that my resonance, so then when people come to me, they feel that level of tranquility and also that sense of comfort as well when they listen to my music, and some form of positivity within it. But I don't try and force a positive angle when there's not one there. So it's usually, as I said, from an experience that makes me think, I want to write about this. So I was feeling great that day, so I'm going to write about that. Or if I was feeling bad, you'll hear about it as well, you know? Yeah, definitely. It's just whatever I'm feeling at the moment. Yeah. And
in terms of stuff you do outside of music, in terms of stuff you do with the borough, stuff you do with young people. Obviously, you've been on BBC TV as well.
Some BBC.
How did all that come about? And is that added pressure for you when you go with these things and you feel like you're representing the culture or representing London or representing young people? Is that pressure for yourself, or do you enjoy it? Or
I never really see it as I'm representing anyone but like my immediate people. Yeah. So whenever I go somewhere, I represent my parents and my siblings and people that are very close to my girlfriend and stuff like that. But in terms of the wider community and wider culture, there's plenty of people who are faces of it. So for me, it's like, as long as I do my part and make sure I'm proud of what I'm doing and I know the people that are closest to me, like if my grandma turned on the TV, she wouldn't be like, who is this guy kind of thing. Like, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that completely. So I don't really feel necessarily the pressure. If it is BBC, and the more you go into some of these big organizations, the more you find it's like, okay, it's actually not, it's a big deal, but it's not crazy. Like, it shouldn't intimidate you, essentially, is what it is. So going on BBC Radio is cool. It's just like when you go and represent and you have a good conversation with a good host, as long as the host is a good, of course. Same thing with some of the other things I've done. When I went on Sky News, that was a weird occasion because obviously Sky News is some big building and they didn't really prep me for anything. It was kind of like, oh yeah, so sit down and we're going to start in 30 seconds. I was like, okay, cool, let's talk. But in doing that, in doing London Live, I do feel like I'm being able to be a representation of what's going on within our music scene and within just our community in general. And within our borough, I keep trying to talk to people at the borough as well to try and make sure that it's not a forgotten part of it, especially with the whole borough of culture thing as well. But everyone's got their perspectives on stuff. So,
what would you say? What's your passions? What drives you? And what keeps you kind of doing what you do and keep doing music? What makes you just... Because it can't be easy doing everything
It's
yourself. Hidden Gems, you've got your collective, you've got things you do on day to day. What keeps you passionate about the music? What keeps you doing what you do?
Do you know what? I'd probably say, and this might sound weird to some people, but there's a sense of purpose that I have in my head whereby like, I've tried to give up music before, and I go through phases where I'm like, yeah, this is probably it for now, and maybe I'll come back to it later, etc. But I genuinely feel that I do the music that I do and everything else around it because I'm meant to be creating something here. And it makes it very hard for me to completely let go of this. And plus because I love it as well. Like, even when I was doing the last Hidden Gems, I was like, stressed a little bit because I was like, oh, I've got to send this email, I've got to plug this USB in, oh yeah, you've got to sort you out, But someone asked like, oh, do you want any help? I was like, no, I don't. Because I kind of enjoy having the control of what's going on and then seeing the end product. It's like, I did that, So I enjoy all that kind of stuff. So there's purpose and then there's enjoyment. And that's what it is really. It's a mix of the two.
Good stuff. So what have you got planned for the rest of 2019? What's the setup? What would you like the rest of 2019 to look like? Or the rest of the calendar year from now to next year?
If I say 2019, there'll be a few more videos from Lecky. Potentially a few remixes as well from the album Lecky. I had like drawn up a whole 12-month plan. The tour was one of them. And selling out Hidden Gems was another one. So we've got 2 of those scratched off. But doing a festival and supporting a more established artist than me as well, 2 things I'd really want to try and do soon, if I'm honest. The festival one, I know how festivals are. Like, they don't usually just throw people on last minute, especially emerging artists. So if that doesn't happen this calendar year, 2020, it's kind of 2020. Oh, yeah, I have to. But man, I'd love to be able to do a show abroad as well. If I can say that I've done a decent show abroad, I'll be very, very happy. But just taking it in steps and strides right now, because the tour just finished. It's very much thinking, all right, what's the next best thing now? Because I've done that now. Obviously, I need to go on tour again at some point. So maybe it's just like, all right, how do we scale that one? How do we do a few more days or a few different locations, stuff like that? But musically, maybe a single or 2, as I said, and then just focusing on the Lecky album, really. So,
Because I heard you on the remix with Luke November.
Call Me Bad remix.
For me, that's different to hear you on something like that. So I was ready for you to come out in the baddie and stuff. But
I did do my gun lean, though. I did my gun lean,
And that was interesting as well, because I think it's good to kind of show that versatility that you can go on beats like that and still deliver the same...
and this is the thing. So the same, you described me as like a lyricist or someone with substance. Cool, I completely understand that. But anyone who is listening to me, they should know whatever I like, I'm gonna use. So it might be house, it might be garage, it might be UK funk, like whatever it is. As long as I like it, it can get touched. That's it. You know what I mean? So with the drill stuff, some of their beats are crazy. So like Call Me Bad has got a crazy beat on it.
Definitely.
So had to do that.
Good stuff. So if I was to meet someone and they've never heard of you, how would you like to be described as an artist? How would I describe Lemzi to someone else that's never heard of you?
Tell them I'm the best artist they never heard. Just say that to them. Just tell them that, and then send them one song. For now, send them what that. Yeah, that's what I'd say. Send them that. And then tell them to listen to that album.
Let's let the beat sizzle, man. Tune is so nice that I have to shout out riddle, fam. Now come follow me like I've got the fiddle, man. Do it for your radio, audio, and the visuals, man. Grew up with Kano, Ghetto, Dizzy, and some Bizzle, man. Now I'm trying to overlap the rapping, no more little, man. Wanna make the right moves, even with no middle, man. So even when I lose, I win like M&90 Scribble Jam. But this ain't no contest, not conscious, no concepts. That's the meaning of a freestyle. You see the beat dials, you speak wild. Wise in rhyming, just like you will see now. Deep how my peace clouds all of the nonsense, cause I could twist and flip it upside down and rearrange my things. No while in a hyping like Lucas, man, this ain't a beta thing. I ain't dusty or rusty, I'm trying to bring the flavor in, cause Mad Max, the mic will swear I heard the strangest thing. So, reversing curses, we stay averse to perversity. Murder beats rehearsing, not nervous or even earnestly. Know that we ain't gonna stop till we're heard universally. Icons when the mic's on, Nasty Freddie Mercury like Flora meets the Mercer. Merger myself in the turf I sleep. Certainly my urge to be heard and beats for eternity. reality. Each word I deem with certainty, something they prefer to see. I work and breathe the word and schemes like it's a damn emergency. Hey, and this is my surgery. Man, I mean therapy. Feel so heavenly. Giving out melodies, taking in the energy. Hope they remember me. This is what I'm meant to be. In this lifetime, we try write rhymes for the nice guys, those of us who finish lost. But you might find that we rise high and surprise guys, those of you who didn't lost. Yeah, and Lupe asked for your apparitions, extracting wisdom. I'm only here to try and act traditions, Afro-British, but you ain't even gotta be black to listen. Scrap the vision, monetize my guys, then just add the women. Trying to change world views like how many maps were given. I ain't saying stay woke, but many people nap in prison. Don't just stand and listen, better put me on your app and system. Fab at spitting like a girl, goes down and can't stand the jism. Hey, now was that a tad explicit? Do you judge them by the lyrics or even savage spitting? Nah, you're just judging on the swagger in it. So I may rap for minutes while they just dab and ad-lib in it. And the saddest thing is while I work on my craft to expand the limits, man exhibit worse than the traits, but they still stand the biggest. I ain't trying to keep up with no gangsters or pranksters, no thank you. I'll keep writing till I'm lavish living, but make sure you're surrounded by people that's arousing and not to leave you drowned in any kind of deficit. They really are a nemesis. They've never been a friend with him, but you can feel they tend to cling. But they say, make sure you stay grounded by people that's about it, not all of these doubters. Stay blessed with him, because when you feel you met the brink, you may feel you struggle when really they can let you sink. Yeah. And dreams, I got some big ones, so listen. I don't care if you don't see the vision. Shit, son, I'm trying to pull strings like a Gibson. And I don't care for girls who throw their butt like the six done. Trying to touch hearts, make it vibrate like a kick drum. Don't sleep on a mission for my music to just live on. Ain't you heard them buzzing as an indie artist? No disturb in London, but I'll punish the capital just like Big Pun. It gets eviscerated, I ain't living sacred, but the spirit's tainted with their wicked statements. It's so wicked, ain't it? Giving shriveled ancient, flipping hatred, man. Just been the playlist, get vindicated by lyrics painting exquisite greatness. I could spit for ages and won't stop until I've been the greatest. Want the biggest round to the table like the dinner plate is. Want my music lasting like the figure 8 flip. That is vibes for the people that need it, so give or take this. No, heaven or hell, earth is where the sinner's place is. I can't let that stop me, that's how a winner makes it. Trying to catch the vibe like a scissor playlist, dog. I just catch the vibe, that's how my inners make this. Explaining my cranium is something that I struggle with. I'm a alien communicating with the mothership. Raising relations that taught me how to bring others in. Now on stage with an alias and the people that I hustle with. But there ain't no easy route for a decent dude trying to speak the truth, but I'm creeping on the sea like peekaboo. I got some recent tunes that could beat a few, and all my weakest tunes been deleted too, so now I'm creeping through. Now I'm trying to do this course, trying to progress without discourse. Ay, I'm still focused on this cause. It's succeeding, me succeeding, completing a big cause. I'm out of Dibby uni, isn't counterintuitive. Stayed around the music cause the sounds are influencing. No shouting or stupidness, love the crowds and the viewership. I'm the difference between talking around to actually doing it, yeah. Forever and ever and ever. Forever and ever and ever. Forever and ever and ever.
Forever and ever and ever. Some conquest.